Flosstube friends. Happy Sampler September, day number 7. It is Thursday, September 7th, and 2023, and my name's Caroline, and I'm recording here in London, Ontario, Canada. It's gonna be another vlog style video today. We've got a lot going on at the workshop today and tomorrow, especially, so things might be, these clips might be a little bit short because as I try to fit in visiting with you during my work day today here at the workshop. So I will have shown you my buddy here today. Luna is, as usual, fast asleep in one of her many entertaining positions. And what time is it? God, oh my gosh, it's 11:30 in the morning already. I don't even know how that happened. This morning has just flown by. The construction outside, we had so much rain yesterday. We had a thunderstorm come through at about 3:30 p.m. and then throughout the evening and throughout the night last night, overnight, so much rain that the construction zone that's in front of the workshop here is a mud pit. And so everybody's shoes have been caked in mud by the time they get to work. So I think we might have to, I think we might all have to bring a big pair of fuzzy slippers to the workshop and keep them downstairs by the door. So it is, fortunately the heat seems to have broken. It's still hot. Supposed to go up to 26 degrees plus humidity today, but the worst of the real heat wave that we were having here is now past. So fortunately we can start getting back to normal and looking forward to much cooler temperatures soon, which will be really nice. I did some stitching last night on both the Maximum Cross Stitch Friendship Sampler as well as my Bloom Wildly, which is the part 2 of 5 sampler motifs from 1897 Schoolhouse samplers. So I'll show you those in just a few minutes. I just wanted to pop on very quickly and say good morning, say hello while it's still morning. So anyways, let's get on with our day and I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so I've just checked this 3 times because this entire line I'm pretty sure is correct, but somehow this is where the corner should be, and when I follow it up it should match this stitching here, and I'm 1 stitch too far to the right. So I'm going to check it a few more times, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneak in 1 more stitch over here and then take my border up there. I already know that I need an extra stitch in this part here in the length of this, because one of my flowers up above here, I did my stem 1 stitch too short. So I already know I have to add in a stitch in here for that, but I wasn't expecting this to not line up. However, fortunately I've checked it before I started stitching this row up here. So I'm just gonna triple check it again, run some counting pins down the length of it and just confirm, and then I'm gonna add 1 more stitch and then turn the corner. Let's see if it works. They've just started digging for the sewer lines out front. So I keep expecting any day now to get the phone call that they're going to have to shut our water off here at the building. So I may not, if I don't have a video tomorrow, it's because we just can't work here for the day when they're doing that. We're having the sanitary line replaced from the workshop here to the street while they're doing all of this work outside. So it's a big job, it's a big expensive job that not all of it is covered. In fact, when you replace your personal line to the connection in the street, you have to pay for it. But the city is nice enough that they will offer to amortize that large amount of money on your taxes over, anyways, yeah. so it's the most expensive piece of pipe in the ground that you'll never see. However, I'm sure, you know, considering the job that it does, we're very grateful. So enough talk about sewage, right? I just had it's fun to share these little things about my workday with you, things that I'm working on. So currently we're doing a number of large scale projects here at the workshop. One of them, as many of you know, we're packing and shipping currently the 2023 holiday countdown. That is a collaboration between Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Floss Co, and myself. It's a 25-day mystery stitch along, and it is going to be so fun. We're currently packing and shipping out the orders that we've been selling this since February. So now to finally see it start to go out the door is very, very exciting. The other big project that we're working on is also to do with Modern Folk Embroidery. Jacob is coming to Canada, first 2 weekends in October. I'm hosting a retreat here in London, Ontario for the first 2 weekends of October. And we have started getting the projects ready for the attendees who are coming to the retreat. And one of them is a massive sampler. It's a massive sampler. It's huge. I'll find the stitch count later, and I'll try to pop up the stitch count here so that you can understand the scope of it. I'm also going to put the picture of the sampler in right here because I want you to have a look at the name of this sampler. This is a mother and daughter team. The mother started the sampler and the daughter finished the sampler. It's a stunner, and Jacob is actually bringing the original with him here, so that everyone here can see the actual original sampler. So we're busy preparing all of the supplies. We've the floss pack has been done, but the floss that our stitchers need for their floss packs is currently being wound and carded, and kits are being prepared. So my job, I've just finished sending all of Jacob's charts to our printer here in London, because there's going to be, of course, the chart for the sampler. There's the chart for the other choice of the project. If stitchers chose one of the two projects, there's a smaller friendship sampler, and Jacob's going to be teaching us the hem stitch. So there's a tutorial booklet for the hem stitch. And so all of those booklets need to be printed. So Jacob has done all of the work on the PDFs. Hannah went through everything with a fine-tooth comb, helped out with a little bit of fine-tune editing, and sent any, changes back to Jacob, who of course, did the final run through and double-checked, triple-checked everything. Everything finally got the final stamp of approval and has now officially gone to the printer, which is very exciting. So we're kind of in the final miles of getting everything prepped for the stitching component that Evertote needs to provide for the kit. So I wanted to show you what I've currently been trying to do, which is figure out how to pronounce the name of this sampler, the names of the mother and daughter. So I've got this is my floss pack, because when Jacob comes to Canada and provides you with a huge sampler, you have to stitch it. Those are the rules. So I have to stitch the big sampler. It might take me the rest of my life to finish it. That's okay. Jacob, I will probably only ever bring Jacob to Canada once in my lifetime. So this is it, I'm doing it. So I must learn how to pronounce their names. So my first step, and this was an idea from Hannah, was to get Jacob to send me a voice clip. So I'm going to play the voice clip that Jacob has sent me with the correct pronunciation of these names.
Tjeertje en Geertje, or Tjeertje en Geertje.
I'm going to practice, and then I'll try to pronounce them properly after I've had a little bit of practice. I'm not going to try it now because I haven't practiced yet. He also sent me a phonetic version to try and practice, to help me practice saying it. So let me get some practice in, and then I will attempt it for you. But isn't that a stunner? Yeah, it's going to be amazing, amazing. I'm excited about that. So yeah, that is just a little bit of the work that we're doing here at the old workshop. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I am so pleased with myself. Look what I did. Ta-da! Look at it. It matches. It lined up. I did it right with with 2 stitches of fudging. I had to do 1 stitch extra to the left, and I had to add an extra stitch in here, but I already knew I had to do that one from way back. But now the border's matched up and I am 1 step closer to finishing this. So this is the Friendship Sampler small version by Maximum Cross Stitch, and 40 count porcelain linen, and the called for Roxy flosses. Can you believe it? It didn't take me that long. Really didn't take me that long. I just got down to it and blasted through. When it's just one color of floss, and you can load your needle and just stitch until the needle is empty, and not get distracted by your phone or you know, other things. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so I should set another goal. Next goal would be, it's a lot of flowers. How many flowers do I have left to stitch on the thing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 main flowers and 1 corner flower, so 9 flowers total. That's still a fair bit, but that's what I'm going to finish next. The flowers on the border is my next goal. It won't be done by tomorrow, but maybe I can have it done by Monday. Maybe I should have some time this weekend to stitch, so let's try to make that a goal, that I'll have the flowers stitched by Monday. Okay, the other thing that I worked on last night was I finished the light colored almond stitches in my Bloom Wildly. I was wide awake last night, so I thought, I'm stitching. And I did just as the night before, I stitched in bed. This is Bloom Wildly by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. And all of the main flowers in the middle are now done. Everything's been stitched and filled in. I had a question from someone, I'm sorry I can't remember who asked in the comments yesterday, but somebody asked about the light colored stitches and whether or not I did a pin stitch on every one when I was stitching around the darker colors. And I think that you asked this because I had made a point of saying that I stitched the white stitches first in the house for September's Revenge, because I like to do white stitches first, dark stitches later, because if I do the white stitches second, they tend to pull fibers from the dark colors around them, and then it sort of taints the whiteness of the floss. This, I didn't do that for this stitch, and for a couple of reasons. There's not a lot of darker stitches, there's a lot of light colored floss, and it's an almond color, it's not white. So it can take a little bit of, you know, if it pulls up, and also this is 40 count 1 strand over 2. You're not pulling a lot of, you know, excess fiber through the hole. So no, I just loaded up the needle and stitched. Here's my back. So that's my back. If I have to carry the thread more than 2-3 stitches max, I bury the thread. I run my needle under some other stitches that are nearby. I run my needle underneath and I tack the floss down, and then I continue stitching in the other area. So that's my back. I think you can see that. I'm really struggling today with what I can see versus, you know, I know my focus keeps going in and out, so I'm really hoping that it's okay. Because I don't know whether, I'm not allergic to anything, but I don't know, I'm just struggling a little bit with my eyes today. So that's my back. And there's my front. There we go. And that's it. Okay, so now it is time to take you know who for recess. So I'll see you in a little bit. I need to get started with my September's Revenge stitching. And it is currently 20 to 3. So I'm not sure I'm gonna get that done by the time that because I've got some other work that I have to do today, this afternoon as well. So if I don't manage to get my completed September's Revenge stitching into this video today, I will share it tomorrow. If you don't see a video from me tomorrow, I'll try to have a video up on Saturday. It really is going to depend, like I said, if we find out last minute that we have no water here at the workshop. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. But I will be posting my progress on Instagram in my stories, as I have been all along. So, okay, so we'll see you in a little bit. Well, that's it for me today. I'm 1 strand short of my 6 strand sort of loose goal per day, but that's okay. This weekend I will, I'll just add an extra strand of floss into my daily stitch and then I'll be caught up. So I have a feeling I'm getting more stitches out of the 6 strand than, you know, the 272-ish approximately that are needed for the daily, because I am very frugal with floss and I go right to the very end. So I suspect I'm doing just fine. Not worried about it. Making great progress. Loving the colors on this. Gorgeous. What a fun stitch. Really enjoying it. My sock knitting is going to happen tonight. So I haven't done my stripe yet, but I am going to do that tonight before bed. And I will post it on Instagram when it's done. It's the end of the day. Time for me to head out. And I have had a couple of things come up today, so I'm going to have some appointments tomorrow. A little bit of extra things needed to do tomorrow in my schedule, so I'm actually not going to have time to do a video tomorrow. But I am going to do one on Saturday from home. So I will see you on Saturday. I hope that you're enjoying your daily stitching and knitting if you're joining me in with the knitting. I've been loving reading your comments about the knitting. For those of you who have always wanted to learn and you're gathering that interest up and thinking that you might jump in with both feet, and also those who haven't maybe knit in a while and have caught the bug to maybe pick it back up again. I love knitting. I love it so much, and so it's a really pleasurable thing for me to be able to share it with you in these Flosstube videos. So thank you for letting me make it not just about cross stitch. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I better head out. Luna, this is her deepest sleep of the day when we're here at the workshop. She eats her dinner around 4 o'clock. And then for the next couple of hours, she just completely zonks out and has a really, really deep sleep. So I always feel a little bit bad when I need to wake her up to go home, but she's usually happy to go home and see her boys. So I will say goodbye. Happy stitching, everyone. Take care. Have a great night. And I'll see you on Saturday.